What's up, my beautiful viewers? Today we're going to be doing a video about um, just playing a game and explaining my thought processes on each move that me and my opponent make. So, yeah, let's begin. Okay, so he plays e4. We're going to play e5. Develops his knight and attacks the pawn on e5. We're going to defend it while developing. He develops his bishop to c4, playing the Italian game. I usually hear I face like knight g5 ideas. So now I would play bishop c5, just developing the bishop, preventing this knight g5 nonsense. And the point is that after I develop the bishop, I would develop my knight, and he won't have time to play knight g5 and attack this because I will just castle, and my rook is guarding the f7 pawn. And if the knight takes, then well, they lose the knight and the bishop for the rook, which is generally not considered good. So, anyways, he keeps on developing. So he's threatening this. I have this. Mm, yeah, that's a huge threat. So it should be 7. I don't necessarily mind this move, but I don't even think it's that good either. Okay, so he castles, and now I think I'll kicking out this bishop looks really nice. He has to either go back or trade his nice bishop. Alright, so he moves, and well, I have plenty of options here. Mm, I do like knight g5 or knight g4, just attacking the bishop, threatening to trade it for the knight. Okay, so alright, so we have a knight there. I don't necessarily know what to do. I can't play d5 because I'll just take. So that means I have to play like d6, or I have to play g6 and put the bishop there so that this isn't blocked. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. Okay, so he kicks out my knight. We're gonna move. Obviously, we're gonna move back to f6. Oops. Oops. Sorry. Okay, so d4. He's attacking in the center. Very wise decision, but okay. So we have takes. Thinking of this line here. Mm, takes. You would probably have to take back like this. Very annoying. Wait, hold on. I just realized. I think this is a free pawn. And since this knight is guarding this pawn, that pawn might be lost too. So I don't get why they did that. And this is a free pawn because you cannot capture since my knight's there. Okay, so they move forward. Mm, I could take here, I could take here. Overall, I think this is better. Now there is this move. Okay, I was thinking of this, but then I would just take Plus, it's not actually winning the material, anyways. Um, I guess I'll take here the knight. Hmm. Actually, I think I can take with the queen because although this is a pin, I can play bishop b7, X-ray guarding after playing knight e5. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight pawns, and then one, two, three, four, five, six pawns, which means that I have one only two pawns. Currently, I'm threatening to play knight e5. Okay, so he pressures this, and I still can play this actually, since you cannot take with the queen because I would just take back with the bishop. So I'm still gonna go for the plan of knight e5. Of course, we're trying to trade, and yeah, looks good. Definitely does look good. Oh, mm, yeah, we're also threatening knight takes, queen takes, and knight there. Okay, so you do take. You do take. Okay. I think I will just take, and after this, we would have this, and we're still attacking this. If you take, I will take, they'll take, and then I'll take this bishop. So yeah, we basically just want a bishop. Our bishop is also very active. We can calculate towards the end of the line. They'll probably just take this pawn. And I really don't think he's gonna save this position. He has no counterplay. No counterplay to his name. It would be different if he had counterplay, but there is none. Which is why I will know that I'll probably win. Sorry, here. Oh my goodness, here, and so I'm probably gonna win this game unless something crazy happens. All right, Rook C8 might be the best here. Actually, here, here, here. No, yeah, Rook C8. That happens. Now both of these are hanging. Do I care? Actually, wait. I think that's a win of material. Because, yeah, you can take there, but, or you can take that. I think this forces a trade. Alright, I'm gonna move back. We have an open file, which is good. I really don't want the rook to go to the seventh rank. We want to go there. I still have an open file. Mm-hmm. B5, can't target this because, you know, let's sort of trade because we have a rook and a bishop. And if we trade, then That is a nice idea. Here and there's this. Well, unfortunately, we're gonna have to move and defend. Defending is not a really a reflex for me. It's more so of what do I play? Let's give this check for no reason. Mm, guess I have to move back. Annoying, annoying, annoying. Okay, he attacks. Maybe I can go here to go there. Is that a chance? I think that's a chance. Here, then there's this. Good move. But I think I can go here though. Bishop e1. Bishop here. Okay. Still gonna go there. Okay, that's a something that I need to target. I'm gonna go ahead and defend. Hmm. I think this is a move. Okay. I knew that was gonna happen, which is why I played this. And you're sort of trapped. You're sort of trapped. The only counterplay you have is to go for these pawns here. In which I'll go here, then I'll go here, and then I'll win this pawn. But I gotta be mindful. Can't just blitz these moves because he might have some counterplay. Okay, we'll go. We're plan Purdue. We're gonna go there. But first, we're gonna bring our king and defend against this. However, I might play this first. I know I can't play that first. Maybe I can actually. Check here. Never mind. I'm gonna go here. I don't necessarily care about these pawns because it'll take a slow amount of time. T- Time, yes, but still slow in order to create some counterplay with these pawns. While I have immediate counterplay, which is pushing the fast pawn. Are you gonna move back? Interesting, because I think that solves all my problems. You have to go move. You have to move up, but the problem is, buddy, that I can create another pass pawn. Interesting. Oh shoot. I should have pushed. Now it's a bit challenging. All right. How can I sacrifice this pawn? Oh wait, actually, I have bishop d7. Now h7 is covered, and I have my other pawns. Check. All right. You have check. And we create a pass pawn. Alright, now we just push. I mean, we win this. Alright, so we won. That was a good game. Um, I really want to review that, but I can't because I don't have game review. Right to the castle. The opening was good, except that I sort of allowed a lot of activity for the opponent, the castle. And here I played well. Uh, sorry. Um, so here I won these two pawns. Thanks for me to explain. And let me start from here. So I did a good job attacking and developing. Take on e4. I give a check, and I take with the queen. And now this looks controversial, because there's a spin. However, I'm just in time to defend with the bishop. And how? Well, for instance, if they go rook e1, after I play bishop b7 and stuff like that, or just showing you as an example, I can go here, for instance, and this bishop now suddenly guards. And it's also very nicely placed in this diagonal. Okay, so for example, they play bishop e7, queen e2, and now after I defended, look at how this bishop is placed here in this diagonal. It was a good decision to not go d6 and sort of block this other bishop, but instead put it in this diagonal here, that where it defends well. And overall, done a nice job. So they do take, and I do find this nice tactic, which is, I mean, there is also knight takes c4 and knight takes d2. Neither one is more forcing than the other, because this also attacks the bishop. So both of them are good. I chose knight takes d2. This is a bit more sophisticated, whereas this one is a bit more findable. So we took, and then eventually won that pawn. I defended my pawn here, and then he did this very, very complicated idea. He's attacking this, and he's attacking these two pawns here. And I found this nice move. Bishop c6, hitting this and this, but he's lucky since he can just capture, but I capture back, and this is just a trade. So we end up trading, and now we're in this endgame of rook versus rook and bishop. Um, I didn't allow him to get through my files. I tried to create some counterplay, b5, or trying to separate the pawns and try to win him. Sorry. They took, I took, he moved the rook to c2, and then here I would give the check. And now here I activated my bishop to try to win this, however, I was unsuccessful. And then eventually, he moved here for some reason, which is a good move because you would activate this, you're trying to create some counterplay, yada yada. A6 happened, and suddenly I realized that, whoa, 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 you can't go back. The pawn is always controlling that square, this pawn's controlling this square, and etc. The king moves to e7, the rook goes to a7, and the bishop goes to c4, with ideas of bishop b5 and rook d4 to attack the b4 pawn. And that's exactly what I did. Attack the pawn. He goes for counterplay, however, there is not much here. I just take on b4, and he takes on g7. And instead of going for this pawn as well, I just decided to push this. Because, it'd be more complicated. And the fact is that this looks like, you won't be there. However, if we go closely, and the reason, well, there wasn't really much of a reason, this was more forcing. But either one can be in order. So, anyways, I try to support this pawn on c2, try to promote. Of course, he's getting a king d2. And then I try to create some counterplay here. And now he does have sort of counterplay here. h4, I take and play g5. I take, expecting him to take back and trying to support this, except he didn't, and he ended up pushing this. And now this looks insanely complicated, but and here to avoid all counterplay, I could have played h5. However, he also had this, which might be easier to defend because they're aiming to promote here. So, anyways, I take, they try to promote, and the only move I have to find is bishop d7. Very crucial move here is that I cannot. And the point is, I can't stop the pawn from going to h8. However, since this is a light square bishop, I can't stop the pawn from going to h7. So temporarily, I sacrifice the pawn to give this check. Now this bishop stays here. And now I bring the king up, try to promote this pawn. He does try to create counterplay. Uh, take. He's going to try to support the pawn, but there's nothing here because I don't even have to take. Like for example, even if I do, here, tear, here, I would queen. Like I don't even have to do. I could even if I took right. I would get the queen, and at the end of the day, they can't queen themselves because my queen protects their square. Very, very lucky of me. And I mean, you have to, will have to take, you have to take the bishop because it's guarding h7, and otherwise there wouldn't be much counterplay. But yeah, you will be losing that. I didn't go for this. Instead, I played g4 because I liked this two pass pawns idea, and you can't stop, and you only have to and White's gonna have to try to stop one of them because they can't stop both. So, and he tries to create some counterplay like this. Sorry, like this, but they're too late. And I move the bishop out of the way. I anticipated that they're gonna take, and then I move the queen there. Nothing moves, and I eventually decided, okay, I could take here or here, but I think I'm gonna take with the bishop because afterwards I will just take here. And here I was planning to pre-move to take this, but they resigned. Luckily, I mean, if I did that, then I would just lose this. However, this also might be winning, like this, and so on and so forth. Whoa, this is a bit challenging. I think we would just sack, just showing you the continuation, and eventually, black gets a queen and wins. Yeah, so check. So yeah, the point was for that is that they would still win, but so bishop takes f5, and white resigned because white is not gonna win here, and they know that. So thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. And one more thing is that if there is anything wrong with the video, make sure to comment it if you can. So, yeah, thank you. It'll help my channel so much.